No, no, it did not. It did not grow back. How dare you say something so controversial? How dare you? Johnson, it's not like a lizard tail situation. No, I don't think the laws of physics allow for that at all. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I look. Hold on. Hold on a second. Why is this so? Why is this shit so difficult? Why can't I just look up Hawaiian roller coaster ride without it giving me bungus? There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Shut the fuck up. TTS is now max volume. Stop, bro. Stop. What are you trying to do? Get your taint tickled? God damn. Why, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're slightly more and chat's already gone. That's cool. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is a very different view than you're used to when it comes to this room. And that's because today is the final. Oh, you're flipped. I hate this. What do you mean? What do you mean? This is the view that you see every single time I go live. I'm not flipped. Okay, maybe I am. I don't know. We're a little scuffed. Hey, chat's back. Yeah, there you go. Welcome everybody. Today is Thursday, the 24th of Crimbo. People leave. Hi, Peep. Hi, ferrets. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna try not to like bump my desk because I noticed that it's like moving around and stuff. How's everybody doing? Today is the go flip yourself. You want me to flip myself so that way you see me the way that you're used to? Maybe what it is. You know what I think it is? Maru and I are on like Discord calls so often that she's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the goal. Is that better? Is that better for you? Now you see me exactly the way that it should be. Better? Better? Okay. It's triggering my autism. Well, maybe you should get that checked out. I don't know. Just a thought. Fixed? I see. Oh man, where do I even start? Today is the last day that we'll be in Hawaii for now. The next time I'll be here again, at least what's planned, is when Maru and I get married in February/March, which of course the majority of you in chat, you are invited to IRL, and then of course once it actually happens, we'll also be why is the image so much better now? Maybe it's just because I'm flipped and you can see me the way that everyone sees me. Maybe that's what it is. What up, OJ? Listen, we don't have any of the channel point redeems today, and that was by intention because TLDR, I'll make this very, very brief. On Sunday's stream, something happened about an hour before stream, which was the enter key on my laptop decided that, oh, I'm going to just be stuck now. And that caused for quite a bit of hijinks on Sunday's stream. However, I have disabled it. I hit it the kneecaps, and now it's in a wheelchair. And I tried to make it work for today. Unfortunately, it did not. So I had to completely reformat this entire laptop, which is partially the reason why I'm suddenly like no longer as sharp as I normally am. And we'll get to that in just a bit. We'll get to that in just a bit, Athena. And so we're on a pretty much fresh build of OBS, and I tried to back up the one that I normally use, but it's too powerful. It's too powerful. Even right now, we're sitting at 90% GPU usage, which is bananas because there's a 370 in this bitch. What's up with that? What's up with that? So I also took down the green screen. As you can see, this is not a view that you normally see of this room, but this is also the first and last time that you will perhaps ever see this room. It's kind of crazy that we're finally here. Enhance the closet. Yeah, there's a closet behind there. There's literally a closet behind there, which you had no idea. Yeah, bye casting couch. Yeah, I know. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. I really wish that I opted for the really long cable, but I packed that one up. And instead I have the really short one. So I'm just gonna stand and walk for a little while. We're gonna kind of like walk around and talk a bit, okay? Today is mostly a yapping stream as we reminisce on all of the memories that we've had here. My streaming career, so to speak, started right here, and it's had many iterations. And over the years, well, 2 years to be exact, we're about to hit our 2 year, yes. Yeah, okay, here. Go ahead and expose me like that. So, for the last, I don't know, since 2020, this couch is where I've been sleeping. I have not owned a bed in years. Absolutely years. And with that, I am excited to finally be able to sleep in a bed again. And I made this choice. It's not because I'm poor. I made this choice because if I kept that couch rather than a full-size bed, what would happen is I would have more space for stream. And I'm not trying to say that, there's been like heavy sacrifices here, but that's one of them. That's one of them with this tiny ass room. In order for me to have the space to stream, I have slept on a futon for the entire time that we've been in this room. Wow, the dedication. Yes. I guess so. And also, here's a good time to mention, yeah, there's no YouTube upload today. I try to get out a video every single Thursday, but we don't have that today because I've been working very hard on other things. Mostly, I'm about to move in 9 hours. It's kind of crazy. But hey, thanks for joining me today, guys. We're not ending stream. I know when I usually say that, it means that I'm ending stream. I'm just saying thank you for coming by today because today's a bit of an emotional day, but I have some things to catch up with y'all with. One of them being, I have a little bit of a story. I sent my PC, the one of which I've been streaming on for a while, over to Maru. So my PC is actually sitting less than 3 feet away from Maru right now. And with that box, I included my monitor, which was pretty expensive. It's like fairly expensive. It was a Samsung G5. And I say was because I sent it with FedEx. And Maru has already talked about this on her stream because I said, yeah, go for it. And especially because she has the photos and all this other stuff that I just don't have access to right now. I sent it over and we got insurance for it and everything like that. Which, by the way, I'm going to mention, when they asked me the declared value of what was inside of the box, I told them $1,000. That rig with that monitor is more realistically around 2.7K. The reason why I undervalued it was because I didn't want to pay extra taxes and shit when I sent it. But I still got it insured for $1,000 because I figured whatever it is that could break in this box, unless it's the entire fucking tower, it would cover enough that I could recoup some cost and you know, say if it's my GPU, then that GPU is like I could replace it with that 1,000 or whatever. I didn't think for a second that everything would break, and it didn't. Don't worry, it didn't. However, the monitor that was pretty fucking good, and I loved it because of how like true color it was. Like it's not like a perfectly true color like monitor. It's not like rated for Pantone or whatever, but but it was lovely. And I sent it over there with my PC, and upon the package actually getting there, Maru brings it in. It's fucking heavy. She put her shoes on, don't worry. And she brings it in, and she doesn't think too much of it because the box looks immaculate. It looks perfect. It looks just like how I sent it. However, the next day, she gets another package from me. This one was my clothes and also one of the other monitors because I usually stream with 3 monitors. The other one is like right there. I still need to pack that one up, and I'm gonna bring that with me in just a few hours. Anyway, she gets the other box that has my other monitor in it, the one that I don't care as much about, but it was packed reasonably not as well as the one that was in the PC box. So she looks at the clothes box that I had, and it looks like it got hit by a fucking hurricane. It looks like someone hit it with a semi-truck. It looks like... What are those fucking places called? They have them all over the US. A Waffle House. It looks like going to the Waffle House at 3 a.m. It's bad. It's fucking bad. It's falling apart. It looks like it's seen better days. So Maru's like, oh shit, well maybe I should check on like what was inside of it. Oh, Johnson, shut up, bro. Should I pull up the picture? I'll see if I can try to pull up the picture. But and it'll match up to my story, I suppose. But she opens up the box that was all like fucking hit by a truck. And inside of there was my monitor, but not the really expensive one. And she opens it up and she sees that it's like, "Oh, well, everything seems to be fine. I don't see anything wrong." She plugs it in. It works perfectly. Works perfectly. But then she had the thought, "Hey, maybe I should open up Pete's PC box as well." She opens it up and she sees that the monitor is separating in the corner. So she's like, "Oh, fuck. Let me check that out." She plugs it in and holy fuck. Oh my god, why do we send so many photos of lizards to each other? What the fuck, Maru? Anyway, she opens up the box, she plugs it in, and this is what she sees. That right there. Yes, it says check cable connection, but that's not gonna fix it. Y'all gonna get a lizard together? I hope not. That's what my monitor looks like. This is a $400 monitor, and I'm not saying that to flex because it's fucking broken, right? I'm saying that because this is kind of devastating. This is kind of devastating. I found the problem with the monitor. What's that, Ferrets? What's that? What's the problem with the monitor? Tell me, Mr. QA. What's the problem with it? There's a hole in it. What? No shot. There's a hole in it? Point is, she saw that and I immediately started freaking out because she calls me up and she's like, "Hey, do you got a moment to talk?" And I'm like, "Ah, oh, god damn it. Are you pregnant?" She's like, "No, it's the monitor. It's the monitor issue. It kind of broke in shipping." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God. Thank God it's not pregnancy." But she looks at it, and then we proceed to spend the next 2 hours seeing what we can do about like filing a claim with FedEx, and unfortunately their site is fucking borked and I can't file a claim for some stupid reason. I'm gonna call them up probably after stream today, but we'll see what that ultimately entails. I just really want reimbursement because this shit was packed really well. I want to stress the box that had the cheaper monitor in it, it was packed way worse. It had bubble wrap on it, and then it had a bunch of clothes. But inside of that box was Heelys, and there was roller skates in it. There was a lot of shit that could have hit it and then broke it. And to be honest with you, if that one broke, it wouldn't be the end of the world because I'm like, oh, that's the peripheral monitor. That's the one that I have like off to the right side that I never actually directly look at. It's the one that I can monitor like OBS and shit on. And I'm totally fine with that. But no, the one that was fucking like just it had tape and some bubble wrap on it, it broke. Meanwhile, this one, it had cardboard, it had packing peanuts, it had regular peanuts, it had so much, it had like 3 layers of bubble wrap on it, and I just don't get how this could happen. And then Maru was like, well, you know, I think what happened was the monitor stands that you packed in there with it, yeah, it kind of hit it really fucking hard. And I'm like, god damn it. Pregnancy, did you guys hold hands before marriage? Yeah, we held hands before marriage. It was a whole thing, and I had to go get plan B, and it was crazy. Plan bungus for the uninitiated, if you didn't know what that means. So point is, we looked for a while. I tried to file a claim, and in the end, Maru very graciously, let's get claps in chat for Maru. Maru decided to front the bill, and she bought the exact same monitor, which is now sitting in her home, or at least it should be. You should go check your porch because it said it was delivered. But Maru fronted the cost, and she bought a whole new, the exact same monitor for me. So that way, once I come in tomorrow, in less than like 12 hours from now, that'll be there for me. And thankfully, on Sunday, well, actually, let me scratch that. I'm not going to be live on Sunday. I have listen, it's been a very busy week and my brain is fried, and I haven't even smoked any marijuana. It's crazy. But yeah, I won't be live on Sunday. However, we will have regular uploads and we'll be back to normal next week. And what I also would like to show you, I would really like to show you this. So I have an update as far as like my gig work goes, as far as like editing goes. As quite a few of you know, Ham put out a tweet who he was looking for someone to edit shorts and TikToks for, and I was like, bro, hell yeah. And so many of y'all actually like added me in reply to that comments, and I was the most posted name on that thread. Let me tell you that. I was shocked. But I sent him over my entire like resume for editing, and he seemed very receptive to it. But I sent it to him like within 15 minutes of that tweet, and apparently that was too late because he hit me back up, and I want to stress this right now. He did not say no. He didn't say no. What he said was, I saw this late, and I've already talked to someone about this. However, if this doesn't work out, you're the first person I'm going to. Have safe travels soon. Oh, thank you, Kotaro. I appreciate you. He didn't say no. I want to make that very clear. He didn't say no. And while I am a little disappointed that I apparently didn't go fast enough because these fucking Zoomers are just like, oh, You need an editor? Here's everything. Here's my social security. Here's my mother's maiden name. You can trust me. You know me, right? Apparently, people can just do that within 45 seconds of a tweet going out. And I, on the other hand, meticulous, sending every single example that I would like to show him. And apparently, that was just too short. I mean, it just took too long, right? Whatever, dude. He didn't say no, but it's also not exactly a yes. And all I'm saying, homies, and I'm sharing this with you now because I don't want you to bother him. Just keep your fingers crossed. I'm not a religious man myself, but if I was, I would be praying, being like, hey, I hope that other guy gets hit by a bus. I'm kidding. I hope that other guy simply just doesn't work out. We'll see. But in other news, something very cool has happened. And let me start pulling this up while I'm talking about it. Something else very cool has been happening in the background as well. So upon me posting my first job post or my first gig work, right, on like Fiverr and Twitter, a lot of you like saw that tweet and stuff, and I really appreciate it. I thank you for signal boosting. It led me to a client, and I will just outright say the client's name is Nerd Politics. You can look them up on YouTube. They don't have any videos yet. However, their very first video on their channel is made by yours truly. Before I show you this preview, because I did get approval from Nerd Politics to show it to y'all. For one, it looks like we're about to get into an ad break, and I don't want anybody to miss that. So I'll just keep yapping for the next like 90 seconds. He hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, I have a master's degree in political science." And I was like, okay, so you went to school for fucking nothing. He's like, well, yes. So I decided a better use for my political science degree is to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, okay, that's admirable. And he hits me up and he's like, hey, I looked into your content and I saw your tweet. And I think that you have the humor that's just right for me, just right for my channel. And I was like, oh, yeah? A word? And he's like, yeah, for sure. He's like, do you have any experience with explainer videos? And I'm like, what do you mean, like an explainer video? And he says very specifically, like, oh, you know, like Pointless Hub or Alternate History Hub, or like he also sent me a few examples from Internet Historian. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've watched all this content before. He's like, well, I'm looking to make political videos about comic book characters and video game characters and cartoon characters on their political ideologies. And I'm like, okay, I've never heard that before. That's quite niche. That sounds cool, right? And he proceeds to hire me, and he's like, hey, this is my first video, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. I don't know what to really expect here, but here's like 9 minutes of audio. You're going to have to source everything else. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to have to source every single clip and all of the videos, and I'm probably going to have to like get, I'm probably going to have to like hit up people for like lore and stuff. We're going to have to talk about a raise. We're going to have to talk about a raise here. So instead of the prices that I put out on my Fiverr, everything was increased by about 30%. And even though it was a little bit more expensive, he was like, yeah, sure. Let's work together. I think that you could be a very, very good fit for my channel. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I find this as a huge honor to be a part of someone's like YouTube launch. That's really fucking cool, because what that means is whatever I make sets the precedent for the rest of that channel. And while that's really cool that I got to work with Asiago Peach, right? Like, I made their stream highlight, which is on their channel, and I would check it out because Peachy does this really cool thing where the first half is my edit and then the second half is their edit. So you get to really compare and contrast like my style as opposed to like Peachy's. It's a really cool dichotomy. I'm just saying, go check it out if you haven't already. It's pretty cool. But anyway, he trusts me with the launch, and he sends me 9 minutes of audio, and I think that the ad is now over. Let me just double check. Yeah, ad is now over. So he sent me 9 minutes. I proceeded to put all of it together, and the following is what the fuck? Alex Jones, get the fuck out of here. Let me show you what I made for him, or at least the first 60 seconds, which was approved by him to show you. Check it out. And that is the first 60 seconds. What did you think, homies? I think that this has been a very interesting challenge for me, and I will say that I have even blown myself away with how well that goes together. like for real. Professional ass looking. You think so? I've been working out. Thank you. But yeah, so I sent that over to Nerd Politics, and he outright said, "Holy shit. You captured exactly what I had in mind for this channel." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" And here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I was pretty cocky going into this because upon us first talking about like compensation for this, because I know that this is a niche enough topic that this has the potential of becoming relatively popular in its own niche groups and stuff, because there are nerds out there that do like comics, but they also like politics. And knowing that, I'm like, okay, this channel is probably going to get monetized fairly quickly. And I was already talking to him about like, so here's my rate for this video. However, in the event that you get monetized, we're going to need to talk about that. We're going to have to increase that amount quite a bit. And I was talking to him about that at first, and he was like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm really, like, I was just looking for, like, someone that I could trust to, like, edit this one video. But, if that comes up, then we can talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. But upon me showing him just the first 60 seconds of that I just showed you, he was like, holy shit, you captured exactly what I thought. And how would you like to be a regular editor here? What? I show him 60 seconds of what I can do, and he's immediately like, yeah, why don't you just work for me? Like, what are you, fucking out of your mind? But hey, so there is that. And, while one door doesn't exactly close with Ham, which is like, I would really love to work with Ham because, like, I love his content. And I mean, fucking A, my fiance made all of his emotes, right? So it would be kind of cool if, like, there's just one couple that just outright works for him, sort of like Bishop and Canosa. You know what I mean? If any of y'all know, I know a lot of you also watch him. So But I'm just saying, like, sort of like Bishop and Canosa, except for we're not mods. Instead, we just make the other things that build up his community. Like, wouldn't that be fucking cool? John Tent? Yeah, John Tent. John Tent. Point is, editing is going really well, and I didn't really anticipate it to kind of take off the way that it did already. I'm still looking for like other clients because like let's be real here. Like while I am enjoying putting content together for I almost used his legal name for Nerd Politics, and I do really want to work for him. Hey, keep an eye out for your boy. If you see anything that you think that would make a good fit, I'm willing to take on the challenge and I'm willing to take the gig. Just saying, just putting it out there into the world. Because I kind of feel like I've manifested this weird thing. I don't believe in manifestation, but I feel like something weird has happened in this sphere where things just seem to be working out right now. Now, to segue, because I don't have a real segue to this, yesterday I sold my car. The car of which we have taken through many an IRL stream, Maru being here riding in said car, and just I loved this thing. It wasn't the best car in the world, but it is something that I wanted for a while. It was a Nissan Leaf EV, like electric vehicles. I love EVs. I sold it yesterday, and I would like to tell you about the clusterfuck that really happened there because it's kind of bananas. So, a little bit of backstory. My EV, its registration expired, but well, actually, no, hold on. Let's back up a little bit more. For those of you who have been on this channel watching for a little bit, you know that I had $16,000 stolen from me earlier this year. I still think that it was from a credit card skimmer at a gas station when I was getting gas for Maru. But who really knows? There could have been a whole mixture of things, which actually brings up a really good point that I recently found out that these fucking Gen A Alpha or whatever, Gen Zers, Gen Alpha, there are people working in drive-thrus that are going live on TikTok. And when you hand them your card, they flash both sides of the card to their TikTok audience. What the fuck is supposed to be, like, accomplished there? What the fuck? That's what I'm saying, Medusa. That's exactly what I'm saying. Who the fuck? Why? You're not benefiting from this. Why are you being such an asshole? Bro, what the fuck? I know. So what I'm saying here is, hey, that's just another thing for you to be afraid of. Point is, $16K was taken from me, which I'm gonna be real. It was a little life ending for just a hot minute there. It was kind of spicy for a minute there, but that eventually leads me to June of this year. The thing is, my EV, its safety check expired in June, and I was like, this entire summer has been a weird limbo for me because initially I was going to be in Alaska, but that didn't work out for reasons that I don't think I went into on stream, but it just didn't work out. So on one hand, I didn't think I was going to be here during the summer, so I didn't think to have to renew it when I did. But with $16K being stolen from me, and I did recover about half of that back, I found myself in a situation where I was kind of like, I'm kind of broke, not really broke, sort of broke, and I didn't pay for my safety check, even though it's like $30 or something like that, because I was barely driving this entire summer. Like, we haven't driven a whole lot, to be honest with you. So I just let that lapse. And then in July, I knew that my registration for the car was going to be expiring too. Again, I didn't really think about it too much, simply because I wasn't driving. And at the points of July, specifically towards the beginning of it, Maru and I were already in talks of like, okay, so should I move in with you? And she was like, hell yeah, dude. She was like, oh, word. And we just started planning to do that. So I start gearing up and taking down everything in this room, which is why I no longer a green screen, right? And I kind of neglect the car altogether. So flash forward to about 3 weeks ago, I remember I need to get rid of this car, which I didn't ever intend to sell this car. I never thought about it, but I now have to because I'm moving and I'm not gonna be here to pay off the rest of its loan, which there was only like about like $2,500, maybe 3 grand at most, like left on the financing of it. And my payments were super low. So it wasn't ever something that I had to like think too heavily about. But 3 weeks ago, I start looking into it, and then I realize, holy fuck, how am I going to sell this car when there is no safety check? It's not even registered to me anymore. Yes, I have proof that I own said car, but in the eyes of the Hawaii state government, it's illegal, right? So I'm kind of stressing out about that. Flash forward to earlier this week, I'm freaking out because I still had so much to do to get this room ready to go and ready to be moved, right? And I'm like, okay, how can I sell this car? Can I do private? Do I go on Craigslist? Do I do like Facebook Marketplace? Uh, it none of it was going to really work out because one, I still had a loan on the car. Two, I still had registration to deal with. And three, I still needed to deal with the safety check because you can't sell a car to a private owner, right? Without something to transfer to them, right? Sucks butthole. It sucks butthole. They declined you because you're too Hawaiian. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what happened. But we get to 2 days ago, and I make a call, a desperate call, to a place called AutoSource. I'm it's a thing that exists like all over the US, so it's whatever. And I make an offer to them. I'm like, "Hey, I have a Nissan Leaf that I'm trying to sell." And they're like, "Okay, why don't you come by?" So, that day that I came by was yesterday. I come in and I look into the Kelly Blue Book value of my car, which in the condition that it was in, um, it was worth around $8,000. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna be able to sell it off to them, pay off the rest of the loan, eliminate the rest of the debt that I have, and then I also have a little bit of money to kind of recoup all the costs from me trying to move, right? And Maru has been very gracious and also fronting quite a bit of her own funds to make the transition easier to move. Um, but I still had to pay for a lot of it myself. Now, I go in with that thought process of like, okay, this is going to be somewhere around like I don't know, because the buying value is like eight grand. I figured like, okay, maybe I could sell it to them for like as low as 5. No, wrong, 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 wrong. I go in there and their initial offer was $1,900. That doesn't even pay off the rest of the fucking loan. And I told the guy straight up, like, okay, well, listen, I'm going to be moving in a couple of months. I didn't want to tell him that I was moving tomorrow, which is today now, right? Because I didn't want to seem desperate. Um, and he's like, okay, well, we can't give you, we can't make you break even. So why don't we, let me talk to my boss, which is the thing car salesmen always fucking do. And I feel like this is kind of relevant to specifically Johnson because he just had his own car troubles as well, like a couple of months ago. And the guy's like, oh, let me go talk to my boss. Maybe we could buy it off of you for a little bit higher. He comes back with the offer of $2,400, which leaves about $500 left in the loan that I had. And I'm not exactly happy about this, but oh my God, I almost used your legal name, Maru. I talked to Maru and I'm like, okay, what do you think I should do here? because he's only offering me $2,400. He showed me his stock that he had that the all of the Nissan Leafs that he had in stock, and with mine included, there are 13. And he told me that it's pretty hard to sell these things because they don't have the range that like a Tesla or like a BMW has. And I totally get that, and that was part of the reason why I bought the car myself, because I don't need a Tesla, I don't need a BMW. I just need something that's I don't have to pay for fuel, right? So we all know her name is Penelope. Yeah, her name's Penelope. Penelope and Pete. Together we make pee-pee. Anyway, um I talked to Maru, and pretty much like we both decided that selling it for 2,400 and then still having to pay $500 to get this like off my back was the thing to do. And ultimately I paid somebody to buy my car, which is kind of ridiculous, but I mean desperate times call for desperate measures, and we needed to get rid of it because here was the alternative, homies. I move away from Hawaii. That car stays here. I would be like putting it in the ward of my mom, right? She would have to start it every 2 weeks to make sure that the health of the car is all good to go. And then on top of that, I would have to continue paying, especially because like I won't be back to Hawaii until like February, March of next year, right, for the wedding. I would have to continue paying, and it would equal out, all said and done, if we tried to sell it then rather than now, I would be spending somewhere in the realm of about $1,900 just to keep it here, and also to pay the registration then, to get the safety check done then. Meanwhile, it's just going to keep losing value for the length of it being here. So ultimately, I paid somebody to buy my car from me, and I'm happy about it simply because now I get to just move away without having to think about this car. But at the same time, I'll be honest in saying like I did shed a little tear from my eye, because like I'm not a car guy, but this little bean of a car did so much for me, and I would be remiss to say that like it didn't serve me well. You know what I mean? I'd be really remiss. That name invokes the same visceral reaction as that Sheldon scene from SpongeBob. Yes, just like that. Just like that. Anyway. Anyway, that's what's just been happening this week, and my flight is in about 8 hours from now, and I'm gonna be traveling all night. And I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all that like have traveled a bit or have traveled on a plane at all, because like it still surprises me that there are some adults out there that have never been on a plane. I have a serious problem with sleeping on planes. Like, I grew up flying a lot because my mom is a flight attendant, and I've never been able to sleep on planes. And I'm taking a red eye tonight, so I'm not going to sleep at all. It's going to be pretty fucking rough. It's going to be pretty fucking rough, and I'm not really looking forward to it. The no sleeping part. The flying part's fine, but it's it's real. Like this is really happening. It's crazy. Prior to TwitchCon, I had only been on a plane as a child, so it was a pretty new experience for me. I know. I know you told me around then. And also like it's a Little Mermaid posting the thing from last year's TwitchCon. That certainly made me nostalgic. Let me tell you that. And I have other words to use, but I will just use the word nostalgic. I'm, you know, I commend you, ferrets, for overcoming a lot of the anxieties that went in part with you coming like flying, because if I hadn't traveled as much as I have, I would have been scared out of my goddamn mind getting on a plane for the first time in like decades, right? Like even now, despite the fact that I know that like air travel is like very safe, like I took one like particularly rocky flight from Los Angeles to Chicago, I believe. I was on my way to Michigan, and it was a red eye flight. And I think I told the story before, but it was a red eye flight. We're going from LA to Chicago, and I'm sitting in like towards the back portion of the plane, and I'm watching Spider-Man 2 because that was one of the free things that they had available for their little entertainment section thing, right? And I'm watching Spider-Man 2. It's maybe like 2 a.m. Almost everybody on the plane is asleep, right? And out of nowhere, the plane like just drops like a couple 100 feet out of the air. Just like that, right? And suddenly like a couple of dozen people snap awake and they're like, ah! And then the captain comes on. He's like, so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just slight turbulence. Go back to bed. What? You expect me to just go back to bed with all the adrenaline that just like got pumped into my system and not even from Spider-Man? That's crazy. Ever since then, I have been like irrationally just a little like wary. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but like that's changed me. Like good maybe like like 1,000 flights under my belt before that even happens. But that one time happens on a Delta Airlines flight, and I was just like, fuck this. So I'm kind of excited for the fact that like this is a one-way ticket, and when I lands, I'm just home. Like this isn't a situation where like I still have to fly back to Hawaii. Like it's all there. It's kind of crazy. Oh, we're flying on Monday, so looking forward to that. I would love to know, don't put it in the chat obviously, but I would love to know where y'all are going. Where y'all going? I do wish that I could go to TwitchCon Vegas, but just it's not in the cards this year. It's just not. Like as much as I think that Maru and I would enjoy it, there's just too much going on this year that I don't think that would have been really in the cards. It's just all right, I guess. Which is all right. But I'll tell you, I'm gonna really miss Hawaii. We'll miss you. We'll miss you though. Yeah, I know. I know. Mermaid's work is flying her out, and I'm going with. We're gonna see PP Ann, Kyo, and Medusa. Hopefully, let's go. Let's go. What up, Shark Dart? Actually, fuck it. Life size cutout. Well, that wouldn't be too hard. I'm only like 5'7". You could just carry. You could just carry a little cardboard. Well, I mean, it's still little compared to Medusa. If everybody who's met Medusa knows that he's fucking gigantic. He's built like an ox. He's built Ford tough. Very tall man. Very, very tall man. Which actually, I recently found rediscovered this photo. Let me put my microphone down. I don't have a stand. Okay, so TLDR, Maru and I went out to Los Angeles for Icy's birthday. Many of you that watch Icy and streams know that we were there. But I have this photo of me, Maru, Medusa, and his very lovely fiance Amy. I recently refound that. It was wedged like really deep in my wallet, like behind my ID, which was really cool. Kind of nostalgic. So make sure to take a photo with Medusa when you see him. And you know, funny enough, and I know Ferrets and Medusa have met before, but I'm pretty sure they're just about the same size. Because ferrets is a giraffe. If you didn't know that already, like yes, mermaid is like pocket sized, but like ferrets is legitimately very tall. It's not. It's not just in compare. It's not just a comparison thing. Like he's very tall. I have that picture on my phone. Yeah, I know, and I have the physical one, and it's very nostalgic for me. It's very nostalgic, and since we're kind of on this boat of like showing off pics of the homies, I also have my and I know Kio's not in here right now, but I also have my San Diego Zoo pass from when I saw when I went there with Kio post TwitchCon last year, and this photo of when I met Kio for the very first time when I saw ICN just a few months prior. Very cool. Size, height, yes. Medusa is jacked. Yes. Medusa needs to be jacked off. I mean, he's jacked. He's tall and he's built really well. Yeah. Ferret subscribes to lanky motherfucker like me. Yeah, probably. Something like that. He's somewhere around 6'2" at least. That doesn't surprise me. He's huge. But anyway, I'm gonna really miss Hawaii, and we have a saying here. We have a saying here that is actually in the stream title called "Ah Hui Ho," which quite literally translates to "I'll see you again." And while aloha doesn't just mean hello, it also means goodbye. This won't be the last time that we're in Hawaii, and I hope that despite the fact that I'm about to become a Coloradan, that my Hawaiian card doesn't just expire the moment that I touch down there, like indefinitely. We're just simping over each other. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maru, you just missed a simp fest. That's really just all you missed. So one of the things that I'm going to definitely miss about here is like the fresh seafood, because Colorado is a landlocked state. I am going to be thousands of miles away from the closest ocean, and I'm going to miss the seafood. I'm going to miss all of the weird little Asian trinkets and delicious little snacks that I can get just at a 7-Eleven. And I'm also going to really miss the culture. So, I figured, why don't we celebrate Hawaiian culture the way that was intended by Walt Disney? And we're going to watch one of the Lilo and Stitch movies today. Very specifically, the TV movie Stitch the Movie. Now, I really enjoy Lilo and Stitch because Disney really paid very close attention to Hawaiian culture when they depicted Lilo and just like Kauai in general, because Kauai is the island that I'm from, and I have like a mild boner for Lilo, simply because I have a mild erection for Lilo and Stitch. And and while I really enjoy like the Lilo and Stitch movie, I do think that my biggest gripe with it is that I like Lilo and Stitch's dichotomy together far more than like Stitch is kind of bad and like Lilo's trying to like help fix him and whatever, right? I really like them more as a team. And I was watching a video from a little small YouTuber. Small is a very relative term because he's humongous compared to like me or the majority of the homies in this chat. But I was watching a video from Jordan Fringe. Maybe you've heard of him. Apparently he's a friend of Scootish. Didn't know that. I just learned that like literally like 45 minutes before stream. And he had this video on Lilo and Stitch the series, and I was suddenly hit with just nostalgia because I kind of like forgot that Lilo and Stitch the series was a thing. Side note, there was also a Lilo and a Stitch, not Lilo, a Stitch anime, which the whole crux of it is Stitch got bored of Lilo, so he went to Japan and he met this other little girl, and then they just pretend like Lilo didn't exist. What the fuck's up with that? What the fuck's up with that? They were yes, Medusa. That was the whole plot point of setting that anime into motion. Do what now? Just Stitch abandons Lilo. What the fuck, dude? Disney and shitting on their own material through sequels. Or what? Name a more famous duo. Well, Disney's not the one that actually made the anime, and I'm just gonna say it. Maybe controversial opinion, but Disney actually did really well with the whole like Lilo and Stitch IP because they have a very coherent and similar art style throughout not only the movies, like the initial movie that came out in the early 2000s, but also like their subsequent sequels like Stitch Has a Glitch, Lilo and Stitch. Well, that's Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch. There's Leroy and Stitch. There's Stitch the movie. Blah 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 blah. There's a lot out there, right? But they were very coherent with the style, and even the game, all very similar. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. True, that's not the literal translation of Ohana, but more or less, more or less. Ruben is best experiment. Are you wait? Which one is Ruben? Is Ruben 625? Isn't he named after a sandwich because he loves sandwiches? Literally me right now? Yeah. Experiment 626, the game was so good. It really was. I lost the game? Maru, why'd you lose the game? That sounds like a skill issue, dude. Blockbuster? I have a question. I'm sorry. Since you brought up Blockbuster, have any of you in my chat ever tried GameFly? Do you remember that? It was like Netflix, but for video games. They send you out a disc or a cartridge, and then you get to play this game for like some odd amount of time. I always really wanted to give it a try because I was like, I want video games. That sounds really cool. I get to try a bunch of different shit, but I never actually did it. Right? I never actually did it. Windfly? No, not not like fucking a Ratatouille or what? Rapa Nui. There you go. Not like Rapa Nui. This isn't fucking Bionicles. Oh yeah. No, the game. You know that stupid thing we lost. Yeah. Ratatouille. Can we? God, they're. Listen, if a little mouse gets up on your head and starts controlling your body, what do we call that? A ratatouille. You can make the argument that ratatouille is about cooking, and that therefore, if the rat is making you cook, that's a true ratatouille. However, we're just gonna use you got ratatouilleed if someone is tugging on your hair and is making you do shit. Hell, I'm probably gonna ratatouille Maru at some point too. You know, what do you pull on hair for? To control. Oh God. Good God. Okay. All right. Anyway. Why don't we check out Stitch the movie? Because this is the thing that set off into motion the entirety of the Lilo and Stitch series. And while I think it would be really cool if we could watch some of the series because it's actually surprisingly good, I figured that this would be a really nice send off and something that we could enjoy together. That's also a little bit of Hawaii. So get your Peepo popcorns, get your Peepo juice, and we're gonna watch Stitch the movie. And I'm gonna continue to hold my microphone because I already packed up the stand thing. That's my B. But doesn't this mean we have to eat this VOD? No. I don't care. This has been forgotten enough that Listen, Stitch the movie isn't even on Disney Plus. So if it's not on Disney Plus, then I think everybody just is going to pretend like this was just here all along. Snitches? Hey, this isn't going to be like when we watched Redline, when there was just titties on the screen because Maru completely forgot about that. Maru, you literally recommended it. And we got 23 seconds of bare booby. That's on you. Listen, I know that we have a bit of a joke here where it's not a Pete stream unless you have exposed booba. But my God, I trusted you. I trusted you. But it's fine. I'm not actually upset. I'm not actually upset about it at all. It's absolutely fine. Maru lets us know how it goes. What? Let us know how it goes. What is this? Oh. Well, that's not, that's not the best look. That's not the best look in the world. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, jeez. Sorry. I've been yapping for like a whole hour, homies. How are you doing? How's your Thursday going? It is it's warm. It's really fucking warm here too. He yapping. Listen, we're as stripped down as it possibly gets here. So, I'm just glad that we can all just enjoy our little bit of time together. Oh, no fucking shot. Oh, no fucking shot. It completely died. I guess my file, I mean, the DVD got corrupted when I downloaded. I mean, purchased from a reputable place. We've been chilling and planning for our trip next week. Scammed. I know. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to make it work right now. But that's exciting. It's crazy because like this weekend's is not only just the time that I'm moving, but also ICN is moving. Hakpatui is also moving, and like next week, there's a lot of homies just like traveling all over the place. It's kind of crazy. What the fuck? Have you ever heard of a place called Checotah, Oklahoma? I'm getting a call from them right now. The whole town is calling me right now. That's crazy. Isn't Kiso Kiso? That's a little bit better than what I was going to say before. I was going to call him Queso. Kyo is also moving very soon as well, to my understanding. Queso. New school year, new leases. True. Direct eye contact. Welcome in. Kiso. If I can't get this to work, what I'm actually going to do right now in the background is purchase the Just Lilo and Stitch movie. Reaffirms everything you should have told yourself in the mirror this morning. You are a good person. You are doing a good job. Steer wrestling. What is that, like flipping? Interesting. That's weird. That's weird. It's going to be interesting living in a place that has like a lot like intense cowboy like culture. Cuz like here for example, we have these things called Paneolos, which are Hawaiian cowboys. They have existed in Hawaii since the early 18th century. and they came over here because colonizers brought a bunch of like, cows and horses. So they figured that they would start their own culture of cowboys here. A lot of them were Filipino, and a lot of them were also Hawaiian. Very interesting fact. So we have our own very distinct cowboy culture here. It has died significantly in just the last like 50 years, but there are still quite a bit of horse girls still around. Like my ex-girlfriend, for example, she was this really tall. She was 6'3". And for those of y'all that have met me before, it's like I'm like 5'7", and she was fucking massive. And she also happened to be a horse girl. But interestingly enough, like she now works for a cattle company now, which is pretty cool. It's pretty fucking cool. I would kill to see you side by side with this girl. Me too, but I was a huge asshole and I never took any photos with her. I have photos of her, but not of us together. Like that dude on Food Wars with Gordon Ramsay. Yeah. Yeah, like that. See, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna just continue yapping while this is download. DVD-ing to me. I have this thing of like almost like every person that I've ever dated in my life has either been quite a bit taller than me or quite a bit shorter. I don't know what it is. I just don't like looking women eye to eye. Makes me think that they have like rights and shit. I don't like that. No. I'd rather look down on you or look up on you. It's a completely different dichotomy. The amount of times that I told my 6'3" foot tall like ex, for those of you that don't get it, I'm joking. I'm joking. Women obviously are people. I used to tell her all the time, it's like, girl, I'm a climb you like a eucalyptus tree for a koala. I'm gonna climb you like a fucking koala, bro. And she would always laugh at that, and then I would actually do it, and she's like, you're too goddamn heavy. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're fucking tall. You fight gravity every single day. You can add like another 160 pounds. Come on now. People. Yeah. Like a worm wiggling on a branch. Truly. You know, I love Maru. That's it. No, I love Maru, and she is a little bit shorter than me. Not like significantly shorter, but sometimes I really do wish that she was also 6 feet tall. That would be great. That would be great. I don't like how thirsty that sounded. You can lip this dick. That's so funny. Oh no, she's hot. All right. I believe this is about done now. You take your pick. Okay. Could I please have one mod make a poll? Because I downloaded both. I purchased both Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. Which would you rather check out today? I would love to hear your opinions, chat. Not like this is supposed to be a selling point, but the original Lilo and Stitch does have Hawaiian roller coaster ride. The other one does not. That's just a point that needs to be made here. So if you're waiting for the song, number 2 is not going to be the thing. However, I'm pretty damn sure that we watched Lilo and Stitch on stream kind of recently. Like, I think within the last 2 months. I really wanted to check out the Stitch movie, but it got corrupted, and we have the other two instead. It is what it is. It is what it is. I told Maru that like I really want to get a job as soon as possible in Colorado, because then she'll allow me to smoke weed again. Because at this point, I'm going to be in a place where I could literally pull up to a store. And I really want to, like, I miss it. Not because I want to be high all the time, but I do miss it. Lilo and Stitch 1, and then the second one. That's your choices. The first one or the second one. I haven't seen the second one in like a good decade. So, personally, if you want my opinion, I'm a little bit more interested in watching the second one, because like that's not fresh in my mind at all. Not fresh in my mind at all. But anyway, so I really want, like, Maru has made this thing of like, she doesn't want me to smoke weed again until I have a job. So I need to look for a job simply so I can do that. Like, because me having my own online business is not it's not enough. Like, right? Like making like maybe like $100 like every like 2 weeks off of editing isn't going to be like a lot. It's just the way that it is, right? But I realized uh-huh. Anything else? All right, next window, please. Editing just ain't gonna pay the bills yet. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. So I still need to get a part-time job. Also, Pete, check your DMs when you get a chance. Okay, sure. I realized that I can actually get a job at a dispensary, which is going to be okay. I'll respond. I'll respond to that in just a little bit. Maru, what the fuck is this? I can't just open up our DMs because of all of the lizard pictures, and that's TOS. Maru says the first night we held hands. So this is when you got me pregnant? That's crazy. That's insane, dude. That's insane. Dox the lizards? I'm not going to dox the lizards. But anyway, I realized that, hey, I can actually work at a dispensary now. And I think that would actually be pretty fucking cool. Imagine that. It goes full circle for me. I used to be, allegedly in a video game, a guy who would sell the gray market stuff, right? And then I get to sell it legally? Well, that's crazy. I would basically be, bro, I would be like Duty Beard, except I have a mustache. So like, what is that? Duty.png? Whoa. Yeah, fun fact. I used to peddle stuff like a pharmacologist. Is that what it's called? Pharmacist? I was like my own clandestine pharmacist at one point. Okay, fuck yeah. Who won the thumb war? I don't know. Duty stash? That sounds disgusting. That sounds so fucking gross. That was the wrong button. It still stands though. I want to be a tree. Whoa. It's been a whole year? Whoa. That's crazy. I really need to talk to Sly Fry because there are a couple of you. I'm looking at let me just double check real quick. Yeah. I'm looking specifically at Frosted Ferrets. I don't have a 1.5 year sub, and he's 20 months. He hasn't gotten a new beanie in 8 months. That's crazy. So I really need to talk to Slyfry to get a new beanie for Ferrets. His head's cold. There's holes in it already. That's crazy. Because like I Want to Be a Tree has a purple beanie too, but Ferrets has one as well. That shit, he hasn't taken it off in months. 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 All right, and also the winner of the poll was the original Lilo and Stitch. So that being the case, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, homies. I'm going to wrap up this. I'm basically going to end stream and then bring it back up. So, hey, to my VOD boys, you're not going to get to enjoy Lilo and Stitch here today because it will never be published as a VOD. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it is. So, let me finish up my yapping, and in about 7 minutes, we will start Lilo and Stitch as our final little send off to Hawaii and all of the memories that we've had here. I kind of wish that I put together a montage for this very specific event, but I feel like the best representation of everything that we've accomplished here is honestly just our channel trailer, which I haven't actually shown on stream in a hot minute. And I mean, I know y'all can just check it out anytime that you really choose to, but I feel like this is a really good send-off. So we're going to pretend like this was the whole stream. Hey, I hope you had fun today, because I know I certainly have. Here is our send-off to Hawaii. Ahui ho, aloha, and all of that fine jazz. Smoke some pakalolo in the very near future. Stare, hey, VOD boys. And I will do this whole shtick again once we restart stream. But you know, I'm gonna miss Hawaii, and while I know that this is not a goodbye but more of a see you later, it was really fun being your Hawaiian for a little bit. And I'm going to certainly look forward to coming back, especially next year, and having all of the homies here to actually get to enjoy the sun and the beach and the food and the culture with all of you. Because you bet your sweet bippy the next time that I'm here, I'll probably be live, and Mara will be here too. And more importantly, Hawaiian. And more importantly, I'll get to share the things that I really loved about Hawaii with the homies that get to come along with me. So, ahui ho, malama pono, Hawaiine, and let's send it off with the channel trailer, because every single thing that was in this was done right here, sitting at this desk. So let's enjoy this together. God, the mashed potatoes. God, the tattooing. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Hawaii, ahui ho, and to everybody who's in chat right now, I'll see you in just a little bit, because stream's not actually over. We're just going to switch over to a new stream, okay? I love you. I appreciate you. VOD boys, stay safe.